During a press briefing this week, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt decided that it would be fun if migrants decided to just self-deport instead of, getting rounded up and shown in one of those, quote, fun videos that the White House shared on Monday. In case you're not familiar with it, the official White House Twitter account on Monday sent out a video with the caption that said, ASMR, illegal alien deportation flight. And it showed all the people they had rounded up in a recent raid, handcuffed, being marched onto the jet. It was pretty disgusting, pretty disturbing, to be honest with you. But Karoline Leavitt thinks it's hilarious. Here is Leavitt's reaction to that video and, of course, the backlash to it. And here is what she had to say.
Biden administration abused to facilitate the mass illegal entry of illegal immigrants into our country. It was like a fast pass at Disneyland. That's not happening under this administration. We are encouraging illegal immigrants to actively self-deport to maybe save themselves from being in one of these fun videos. Sure. John, good to see you.
Thank you. It's just fun videos, and then she's laughing. I can't help but notice she's not wearing her giant cross necklace at that press briefing. Perhaps it's because she decided to act like the bride of Satan during that time, and she didn't want her chest to start burning from the giant cross being on it. Honest to God, can't think of a more unchristian thing for her to do. So maybe she didn't want to offend God by wearing that giant necklace that day, which was probably a smart move. Because, Karoline, if you do believe in God, then what you've done, you're laughing at the suffering of these people being deported. I was a stranger and you took me in? Any of that ring a bell? Have you actually ever opened a Bible? I mean, you claim to be this religious, saint almost. But yeah, if there is a God, you're never going to go and meet him, okay? You're gonna go to the other place for what you're doing, and of course for what you're mocking. You're mocking the suffering of others. So yeah, you'd better hope that necklace you love to wear doesn't really mean anything, because if it does, it's gonna be pretty warm for you for all of eternity. The video they posted, of course, and this is just a funny aside, carried the song "Closing Time" by the band Semisonic, specifically the line, "You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here." And then Semisonic, of course, came out and were like, hey, we did not give them permission to do this. This is not okay. We don't want to be associated with it. So like so many other musicians before them, even Semisonic is like, please don't ever touch our music catalog ever again. But Karoline Leavitt laughing at the plight of these immigrants is not the only stupid thing she did that day during that press conference. Nope. She also was asked a question by Peter Doocy of Fox News, who asked about the French politician that says the U.S. should return the Statue of Liberty. And to that, Leavitt responded, Doocy asked, there's now a member of the European Parliament from France who does not think the U.S. represents the values of the Statue of Liberty anymore. So is President Trump going to send the Statue of Liberty back? Leavitt responded, absolutely not. And my advice to that unnamed low-level French politician would be to remind them that it's only because of the United States of America that the French are not speaking German right now. So they should be very grateful to our country. To our great country, she said, actually. Now, the U.S. kind of waited as long as humanly possible before they actually, entered World War II. So maybe dial it back, Karoline, unless you're going to actually learn some history. Not to mention, they're lucky they're not speaking German. That's because of us. The reason you're not speaking with a British accent right now is actually because of France. Yeah, I guess your American history studies doesn't go back that far now, does it? Had it not been for the help that the United States colonies received from the French Navy, we never would have beaten back the British and have been able to declare independence. You literally wouldn't have a job, Karoline. You'd be somewhere speaking in a heavy British accent, probably sweeping streets or something based on your skill set. So, yeah, maybe you ought to thank France and, of course, learn a little bit about U.S. history. Hell, if you don't have time to read a book, maybe just go watch Hamilton. I think it's still on Disney+. But either way, this woman's a monster. And I think it's hilarious that every single press secretary that Donald Trump has had just gets worse and worse as a human being, right? Started with Sean Spicer, who was, just a bit of a dum-dum, to be honest. Like, the guy just has no brain cells to speak of. And he was also a horrible person. Then he got replaced by the even worse Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Belligerent, angry, just a horrible piece of trash. And then she got replaced by Kayleigh McEnany, who just became this whiny, incoherent, angry little goblin. And somehow Karoline Leavitt is worse than all three of those put together. She is the worst trait of all of those previous press secretaries, right? She's got the stupidity of Sean Spicer, the just general anger and contempt for human beings that Sarah Huckabee Sanders had, and the meanness of Kayleigh McEnany. So there you go. When Leavitt eventually gets replaced, and she will because they always do, I can't wait to see what horrible gremlin Trump pulls out that I guarantee you will somehow make us miss the days of Karoline Leavitt. Did you know that you might be missing out on wonderful content from me? I mean, you're here already because clearly you like what you see. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, share them with your friends and family, but also follow me across the rest of the social media world. And it's not that hard to do. Whether it's X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, on every one of those platforms, you can find me at the username @FarronBalanced. Simple enough, right? So get on it. And if you don't feel like going to each one of those outlets individually, lucky for you, we have links in the description of this video to take you right to my pages across all of social media. So don't miss a minute. And while you're at it, make sure you're also subscribed to the Ring of Fire YouTube channel, which I have been hosting for many, many years now. We've got more than 1 million subscribers over there, and there is fresh content over there every single day of the week. So again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel, and while you're at it, go subscribe to Ring of Fire at youtube.com/The Ring of Fire and @FarronBalanced across every social media platform that, of course, is not considered just a far-right hellscape. Well, maybe Twitter is, but that's a story for a different day.